the European Commission has welcomed the agreement between the G7 group of wealthy nations on a corporate minimum tax of at least 15%. The historic deal is a small step towards a global levy on companies that could put an end to tax havens and tax evasion. Tweeting over the weekend, the EU's Economy Commissioner said that the agreement reached was a big one, and the multinational corporations should pay their taxes where they make their profits. According to the newly launched European Tax Observatory, the EU would collect €50 billion more per year with a 15% corporate tax rate. But countries with lower taxes, like Ireland, are still not fully convinced.
We have to be very conscious of the fact that we have developed countries, we have developing countries, large countries and small countries. And we do need to accept that what is being proposed by the G7 may not necessarily be suitable to the broader makeup of economies across the globe. So I think we have a way to go on this, but I do welcome the fact that we want to progress to a stage where we have sustainable international taxation.
A global agreement could soon be reached at an OECD level to try and get a majority of countries worldwide on board. For some experts, this kind of change in attitude towards taxation has been a long time coming.
Since 2015, there has been a real focus on avoiding profit shifting, helping to make sure that companies are paying taxes in the same places where they're earning their profits. There's been a lot of progress in 2021, in part because of the change of administration in the US.
Last week, there was also a long-awaited agreement between the EU institutions on tax transparency. Multinational corporations operating in the EU with global revenues exceeding €750 million per year will have to report country by country where they make their profits and where they pay their taxes. The agreement is far from perfect, as it will only be mandatory to disclose the information for EU member states and countries included in the bloc's tax haven list. But for Socialist MEP Ivan Garcia, it's a first step.
From now on, we'll know everything that happens in the EU. You have to remember that 80% of tax evasion occurs within and between European countries, and we will also have certain, very detailed data on the activity in many tax havens. As a result, today we are better than yesterday. At the moment, we already have rules on fiscal transparency, and remember, we are the first place on earth to have something like this.
It's still unclear what the post-pandemic world will look like, but it could open a new era of fiscal policies, as money is very much needed for the recovery.